ships. We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. Your culture will adapt to serve as us. Resistance is futile.
That's right, it's the Borg. They have arrived. And welcome to a very special unboxing and review for my Star Trek Starship Collection from Eagle Moss. This week's episode, subscriber perks. So, as a subscriber to Eagle Moss, we get special gifts for the first year that we're with them. Every couple of months they send you something new. So this Borg Cube that you see before you is one of those items. It lights up, as you saw previously, and it looks pretty cool for the most part. So let's review this, and then we'll go on to the other awesome items I've got over the last year as a bonus for being a subscriber to Eagle Moss. So, the one problem, really honestly the only one problem I have with this Borg Cube is that it's probably the least put together, like properly put together. It's the most poorly put together, there we go, of Eagle Moss's items. I mean, it was free, so I'm not going to complain too much. But like, there's no detail. I know you're looking at me like I'm an idiot. Obviously there's detail in the hull, yes, but I mean, it's just like this bland black. There's no proper, I guess, painting on it. I don't know, it just looks so bland to me, despite the fact that it has all this intricate hull design, which I may add is the same panel on each side. Nothing unique. There's the bottom. Let the switch and the batteries go. And then the top. You know, aside from that, I think it looks really good. There was no magazine with this. There is another special ship we got that did come with a magazine, but to not make this video so long, we're actually going to forego the magazines for this week's episode. So there you have it, the subscriber, the free subscriber Borg Cube gift that you get. I think this is actually one of the last ones you get. But yeah. Alright, let's check out the next item. And it's styrofoam. That's what I always wanted. No, I'm just joking. It's what's inside. So, this is probably the coolest thing I have next to my ships. I was very, very happy to get this, and they actually sell ones for other ships as well, which I do plan on getting. But, ladies and gentlemen, the Enterprise D Dedication plaque. And it's screen accurate. Let's get a little closer here. And Starfleet Command, Admiral Gene Roddenberry, Admiral Rick Berman, Admiral Michael Piller, Admiral David Livingston, Admiral Robert H. Justman, Admiral Peter Lauritsen, and Admiral Susan Sackett. We'll go over to the engineering group. Captain Andrew Probert, Captain Herman Zimmerman, Captain Richard James, Captain John M. Dyer, Captain Jim Mees, Captain Kerry L. Thomas, Captain Richard McKenzie. We go over here to the Warp Technologies Development Group. Captain Robert Legato, Captain Daniel Curry, Captain Gary Hutzel, Captain Ronald B. Moore, Captain Wendy Nuss, and Captain Richard Arnold. And of course, the Advanced Technologies Unit, Dr. Rick Sternbach, Dr. Michael Okuda, and the Yard Engineers, Captain Gregory Ginn, and Captain Dana White. Now, obviously, I've not heard of all these people, so if I got your names wrong, I apologize. But these are all the people that worked on Star Trek, obviously. Yeah, pretty awesome. USS Enterprise Galaxy Class, Starfleet Registry NCC-1701-D, Utopia Planitia Fleet Yards, Mars, 5th starship to bear the name, launch stardate 40759.5, United Federations of Planets, and as always, On the bottom of every dedication plaque for the Enterprise, it reads, "To boldly go where no one has gone before." So this is probably one of my prized possessions right here. And as I mentioned, they have other ships. They got the Defiant, which I want to get my hands on. They got Voyager, and they even have the original TOS Enterprise, which I would also love to have. So eventually we'll get those and we'll unbox them on here. But yeah, there's my Enterprise D Dedication plaque. Now let's check the next item. So this is probably my prized possession. This is something that Andrew Probert did not give his blessings on, unfortunately. It breaks a couple of Gene Roddenberry's rules when it comes to starship design, and he's very religious about that, Mr. Probert. So he's not a big fan of this ship, and although I respect Mr. Probert very much, and I love the Enterprise D, I also really love this next ship, and it is the Galaxy X, also known as the Galaxy Dreadnought, seen in the very, very last episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, All Good Things 1 and 2. I always wanted one of these, and I finally have one. Back to the days when they had the Playmates Enterprise D. They also released the All Good Things version, and I could never find it, so that always sucked. But yeah, let's check her out. Alright, so as always, the stand is made out of metal, and the plug is in the center, so hopefully this will be nice and stable. And on the bottom, it reads USS Enterprise NCC-1701-D. Not sure what the AGT stands for, but meh. Alright, let's see how the stand fits. Slight wobble to it, but oh, that popped up pretty easily. I was about to say it's pretty secure. It's in there. Well, as we know, when the ship actually gets in there, sometimes the quality of the stand improves. So let's check out the ship. There she is. A nice close-up of that hull. Look at that beautiful, beautiful ship. And of course there's the Aztecing, and you know what? It does have the same type of Aztecing that the Nebula did. Very subtle, mostly seen when the light shines on it, which is how it should be. Beautiful. I'm going over here now. You got the bridge, these pulse cannons, whatever the hell this edition is. Don't actually know. And it's got the Venture refit warp nacelles, which in the regular timeline, because again this was an alternate future timeline that no longer exists. In the regular timeline though, the Galaxy class got upgraded with these nacelles. Never on TNG, but in canon, that's what they got. They each have a phaser strip on them. And of course, the other big noticeable difference is that Enterprise D has 3 warp nacelles. And this is one of those things that Andrew Probert is not a big fan of, because it breaks the pairs rule when it comes to warp nacelles and how they work, according to Gene Roddenberry. There's an invisible force that goes between these blue sections here. These are the warp coils. And they communicate, they help generate the warp field. And if that's the case, then there's no way that this engine is operational, because there's no other engine for it to work in tandem. But not everybody's into that rule. I think it holds back some pretty neat designs, so I'm not a big fan of that rule. And I think the third nacelle looks pretty badass. Of course, the Enterprise needs tail fins. So there we go. That was a new addition. Let's take a look at the bottom of the ship. That Aztecing, I fucking love this Aztecing, man. Nice shot of the bottom, and oh, what's that? Yeah, anyone who's seen the episode knows what this is, but this is, and anyone who's played Star Trek Online knows the actual name. This is the Phaser Lance. A very, very powerful one-shot, cut through your shields, blow a hole in your ship weapon. If Ash from Evil Dead were here, he'd call it his boomstick. Yes, they gave the Enterprise D a boomstick, and I'm okay with that. Beautiful ship. Alright, let's take a look at it from the front. From the back. From the side, which I think is its best side with this new look. From the bottom, and I suppose the top is also one of its best looks. There you go. Thing of beauty. Alright, let's see this beautiful ship on its stand. Okay, a bit tricky to get this one on its stand, to maneuver it into there, but now that it's in there, it's in there. And there we have it. Now, yeah, the only problem with this stand is that it doesn't stay in place if I hold it in midair. But if it's sitting down, it's actually very solid, doesn't wobble. Yeah, it's there to stay. So long as you don't pick it up like this. Alright. And there she is, looking ever so epic on her stand, going around and around. USS Enterprise D Dreadnought. Looks beautiful. Now, as I mentioned before, we're not doing any magazines for this, mainly because I actually don't remember if this actually came with a magazine. I don't recall getting one, but if I did, it would make this video way too long, so we're going to forego the magazine if I have it. It's pretty much the same ship with some neat little upgrades. Okay, so let's rate everything. So, let's start with the Borg Cube. As I mentioned before, a little disappointed that there wasn't more detail on the ship in terms of paint. You know, just to give it some coloration. Instead of just this black. But it was free. And it lights up, so that's pretty damn cool. It displays nicely because of the light. It displays great. I'm going to give it a displayability of 7 out of 10. When it comes to the appearance and overall quality, that's going to be, I think, a 5 out of 10. Because even though the lights are really cool, I really think that they dropped the ball on the quality, and I really think they could have done a way better job. I mean, if they gave it the same kind of paint job that the Borg Sphere we reviewed a little while ago had, I think it would make this thing amazing. Perfect. Now, the Enterprise Dedication plaque. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Displayability, 10 out of 10. It looks amazing. It looks screen accurate. I can't wait to put it up on the wall. The overall appearance and quality, again, screen accurate. It looks great. 10 out of 10. That was easy. Now, let's rate the Galaxy Dreadnought. Again, one of my most favorite redesigns, or let's call refits of a hero ship that I've ever seen. It displays very nicely on its stand. The stand isn't completely secure when you lift it up, but when it's sitting down, it's very nice and secure. I don't have any fears of this falling and breaking. But there is a design flaw, I guess, in the stand, and it should lose a point for that. So I'm going to give the displayability a 9 out of 10. The peg that goes into the hole should be a little bit wider. Now when it comes to the overall appearance and quality of this ship, There are no blemishes on this. The parts are perfect. Nothing is bent out of place. The Aztecing is beautiful. The decals are beautiful. Everything about this ship is just goddamn beautiful. It's going to get a 10 out of 10. Alright. That is it. Alright, everybody, thanks so much for watching this very special episode of my Star Trek Starship Collection from Eagle Moss. All the subscriber perks I got for being a member for over a year. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't, you can give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more of my content, please click on that subscribe button. And don't forget to click on the bell notification button so that you'll be notified when I upload more stuff. And please feel free to check out my other videos. Alright, everybody, thanks so much for watching. See you next time.